All right, welcome everybody. I'm Britta Dimmler, and we're talking pumpkin spice and all the nice things about it, right? So either the fall is the season of pumpkin spice, whether you love it or you hate it, or you're somewhere in between. It's everywhere, literally everywhere. You turn around, if you're at a store, you will see something pumpkin spice related. So we're going to talk a little bit about some pumpkin spice like recipes and ways that we can use the scent or enjoy the scent, but actually benefit our health from it as well, and not just like, oh yeah, the scent smells great, and I'm burning a candle and doing damage to my lungs. I'm actually going to benefit, right? So we all know that focus on health and wellness is on the rise, and maybe you too are looking for other ways to support your immune system and keep your family healthy. So if you're looking for safer options to keep your home clean and germ-free without the use of harmful chemicals, hopefully I'll give you some options for that tonight. And there's a saying in the natural health world that know better, do better, right? It doesn't mean that we're perfect, or that we dump everything bad and we bring in only the good stuff, but that as we learn new things and as we gain new knowledge, that we make better choices for ourselves and for our families and our loved ones. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to share some information about some simple swaps that you can do that can have a major impact on your health. And of course, they're going to be inspired by that pumpkin spice recipe, okay, or that scent. So let's first talk about the problem. The problem is we live in a society that has normalized sickness, right? It's so common for people to talk about, they went to the doctor for this or that, or if you're like, hey, how you doing? And people tell you all about their aches and pains and all their stuff, right? That's so normal that when you don't have that, they kind of look at you like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you going to the doctor? Why aren't you on meds? Why aren't you? And I'll tell you why is because we do a lot of things preventative, right? So our society is where people are reactive rather than proactive about their wellness for the most part. Though the tides may be changing some, and there are more people getting on that natural health field or thinking, that we also have to deal with products being advertised as safe and all natural, but they really are not. Okay, so there's a lot of hidden things in there. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about that and why this is important. So according to the American Lung Association, there are many cleaning supplies and household products on the market that can cause numerous health conditions, from minor things like throat or eye irritation to headaches. Think about sneezy, watery eyes, all of that too, all the way to major things like even cancer and heart disease. Okay. So I'll put in, there's a website. It's I'm just going to say www.lung.org/clean-air at home indoor air pollutants. I'll put this link in later, but it's being studied a lot. Okay. Again, it's not necessarily hitting mainstream news because these products that we're talking about that are dangerous are big money makers for some of those companies. So they don't want to get that word out because they do like that check, right? So, but when we're choosing products to use in our homes, it seems easiest to just may seem easiest to just grab whatever items are available at the local store. But again, they may not be the safest. And sadly, many of them, even the green ones, contain ingredients you don't want in your house or anywhere near your family. So what those ingredients, first of all, and I would encourage you, if you have over-the-counter products, like bath sprays or body sprays, cleaning products, laundry soap, even dish detergent, anything like that, I would encourage you to actually get the bottle out at some point and just start looking at those ingredients. If you see formaldehyde, this is a preservative that's often seen in lotions, cosmetics, and baby wipes. Like, isn't that scary? We all know that formaldehyde is what we embalm bodies with, right? And we're putting it on our baby skin. That makes a lot of sense. So formaldehyde is a known carcinogen, and it can cause skin and respiratory irritations. There's also phthalates, and this is a group of chemicals found in personal care products and many plastics and vinyls. They can affect your endocrine system, your reproductive health, and even potentially cause cancer. Your endocrine system is like your hormonal system. It's also your energy system, right? So because your adrenals are part of it. So that's kind of, a big thing when those are affected. VOCs are volatile organic compounds. These are gases that are emitted into the air. They're found in some building materials, home and personal products, gasoline, and they're even in things like glue and permanent markers. It has VOCs. So breathing these VOCs in can cause eye, nose, and throat irritation, as well as breathing difficulties and nausea, and even damage to the central nervous system and other organs. And again, some VOCs can cause cancer. Here's a big one that you'll see in most things that have sudsing abilities is sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium laureth sulfate. So SLS or SLES. And these are usually used as emulsifying cleaning agents in household cleaning products, such as laundry detergents, spray cleaners, and dishwasher detergents. And they keep things mixed up and help them create lather. Oftentimes they're synthetically derived and have the potential to cause skin irritation. That includes like that dry skin when you're using a lot of dish soap and your hands you come out and they're really, really dry. That's the sodium lauryl sulfate. MEA, DEA, and TEA. These are called ethanolamines. This is what it is. These are found in many household and personal care products and have been linked to organ system toxicity, bioaccumulation, which means buildup in the body, and even cancer. Triclosan, this one actually is starting to come out of things because of the danger of it, but it's found still in many antibacterial soaps, hand sanitizers, and detergents, as well as some toothpaste, deodorants, cosmetics, plastics, and more. It can affect the thyroid and endocrine system and was recently banned by the FDA to be used in antiseptic washes, but it can still be found in some other products like toothpaste, cosmetics, and even clothing, kitchenware, furniture, and toys. Is that not crazy? Like they put triclosan in that, like why, right? And then fragrance. So the word fragrance can appear on a label and contain an enormous list of ingredients that a company is not required to disclose, as it's considered a trade secret. That means a product can contain some awful ingredients and the consumer would never know. These ingredients could be linked to cancer, reproductive and developmental toxicity, allergies, and sensitivities. And so, anytime that I see fragrance on a label, I steer clear because I don't need fake fragrances when I have essential oils, right? And I know that the oils actually added to whatever the product is going to enhance my skin or my health or whatever, because of the properties of the oils, especially when they're young living, that we don't need extra fragrances added. So those are just a few of the ingredients we want to avoid when bringing products into our home. And, honestly, it sounds exhausting to me to have to read label after label, wondering what I'm using. Is it safe? Is it dangerous? Is it going to cause more problems in my family? Like all of that. I don't like to do that. So the good news is that you don't have to, because you won't find any of those kind of chemicals in our Young Living products, right? And this is just a lotion that I have sitting here on my desk. But we have Young Living products all throughout our house because I trust this company, and I have read the labels, and we know that they've made a commitment not to put that stuff in it. So Young Living never uses artificial dyes, harsh chemicals, or synthetic fragrances. And the best part, of course, is it comes right to your door. So it's super easy. You don't have to go shopping. You don't have to spend more money if you're an impulse buyer like I am. And it's just an added bonus. So there are dozens of brands to choose from when it comes to health and wellness. Young Living, though, what really sets them apart is the seed to seal promise to us. You don't find this guarantee and peace of mind with any other company. And you can expect that Young Living will provide you with only the best, including plant material that's grown on corporately owned farms or carefully vetted partner farms that we can visit. Okay, that's not a hidden behind the door. You can't come in. They say, come on in. We want you to see. They practice sustainable farming and sourcing, and providing the purest oil and other ingredients. And they do this so that it is actually helpful to the environment, and, you know, like recycling a lot of things that we can. There's great care taken to preserve and protect natural resources. Of course, the hand-weeded fields and zero use of pesticides, which if you live in the Midwest right now, you will appreciate, because that is not the case around me right now. You know, they're spraying all kinds of stuff on the crops and in the air and everything else. And so I really appreciate that there's no pesticides added to Young Living plants. The oils retain all their natural constituents and therapeutic properties. They have a use of food grade distillers with state-of-the-art design and distillation methods, low pressure and low temperature distillation without the use of solvents or synthetic chemicals. And again, some companies, they want to get every drop of oil out, so they add extra stuff to help the plant material release, or they run it through a second or a third time. Young Living doesn't do that. It truly is just water and the plant material, okay, which is and it's good water. It's spring water, not like, you know, the tap water that most of our municipalities are pumping to us. We do rigorous testing on each batch by internal labs and third-party facilities, and the oils are carefully reviewed through every step of production in order to meet or exceed industry safety and purity standards. And so that's actually beyond organic standards. And of course, you can go to seed2seal.com and read more about it and check it out for yourself. And because don't just take my word for it. You know, you can actually go and do like a virtual tour of a lot of the farms. It's very, very cool to see and to get a better understanding of the processes. So why am I covering all that? Because as we are ditch and switching and you know, taking out some of the stuff, and I would start with the most toxic, right? Right now, the most toxic is probably candles, plugins, and room sprays or body sprays. And I know people are still using them, you know, and again, it's no more, do better, right? So fragrance, again, that word can appear on a label and contain an enormous list of ingredients that a company is not required to disclose. Again, they can call it a trade secret. So instead of buying the toxic candles or whatever, of course, we have diffusers, and mine, I don't know if you can see it back here. Whoops, right there. I have an Aria there, a little mini Aria, and I'm diffusing. What am I diffusing today? Sacred Angel. I think I found a bottle sitting over there, so I thought I'm diffusing Sacred Angel. But I have made up pumpkin spice recipes, and certainly have been diffusing pumpkin spice on those days that I really love it. So here is a diffuser blend for pumpkin spice. Okay, are you ready? It's 4 drops of orange. So if you love this recipe, here's an easy one. 4 drops of orange, 3 drops of cinnamon bark, 1 drop of clove, 1 drop of nutmeg, and 1 drop of ginger. And I'll repeat it again, because this is a basic recipe that you can extrapolate out to a lot of things. Okay, so 4 drops of orange, 4 orange, 3 cinnamon bark, and then 1 each of clove, nutmeg, and ginger. So think about these 5 oils, okay? So the 4 drops of orange, that is high in D-limonene, which is great for the skin. And when we diffuse it, we get the benefit to the lungs as well. You know, think about how pleasant it is to smell citrus fruit anyways. And it's very uplifting, it's energetic, it just smells clean and fresh, right? And the research on the scent of citrus in the home there's so much research on clearing and cleansing the air for it. So if anyone in your house is irritable, melancholy, not handling things well, feeling stressed, lethargic, any of those things or more, smelling citrus, any citrus, especially orange and lemon, can be incredibly beneficial. Our sense of smell goes right to our emotional center, and you may just find yourself mellowed out and actually happy and remembering things, because it actually helps our brain and recall those citrus scents as well. So that's 4 of orange, right? Then we have 3 of cinnamon bark. So cinnamon bark and of course you could just put thieves right in the diffuser. I do that a lot, especially in the winter time. And one of the most powerful, strong compounds that you're going to smell in thieves is cinnamon bark. So it's incredibly clarifying, powerful, and potent. And you can look for published research on cinnamon bark to make sure areas are inhospitable to bad organisms. You can actually do a search on cinnamon bark and, well, let's just say, I don't know, germs, let's just say, right? And you'll see research. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to go look for it. But cinnamon bark is beneficial topically, internally, and aromatically. So it's a hot oil though. So just know if you put it right on your skin, it's going to turn a little red because it's bringing that blood flow right there. It's going to, really kind of swamp that area or swarm that area. And so that's why you get the redness. And so if it's too intense for your skin, I don't have any V6, but just put some fatty oil on it, right? And it just calms that right down. So most everybody can inhale cinnamon. They don't mind that. You can put it in capsules as well. You should do a little Google search on like cinnamon bark and blood sugar and just see what it does for that. And I think you might be surprised. And certainly, cinnamon bark and immune system or immune health. Those would be some great research time for you to spend. And then we have one of nutmeg, and nutmeg is great for the adrenals. It's really supportive of, your adrenal glands, is that it helps with the fight flight, right? And it gives you energy in your body. So it helps keep inflammation levels healthy and blood flowing, which is great for the circulation system. This is nutmeg. Nutmeg can help with loss of appetite. It protects the liver and the stomach, and it can help relax muscles and increases the production of growth hormone or melatonin. Isn't that interesting? So think about, as you're making pumpkin pies and maybe add a little bit more nutmeg or put a drop of nutmeg oil in instead of the powder, right? Okay, so we have one nutmeg, one clove, which is used in dentistry for centuries for not only numbing the gums, but actually the health of the mouth as well. Emotionally, people will gravitate it because it's very grounding. It has that good earthy scent, clove does. It gives this sense of security and can actually help make you feel better about yourself. So not only are you making the air physically better, you're also helping emotionally when you use clove, right? Clove is also in thieves. And then ginger. This is the last a little addition. So one of ginger as well, one drop. And this gives that spicy, sweet scent that may remind you of grandma's baking. It's good for digestion, respiratory support, muscle aches and pains. Can also help with stomach support, right? So that if you're feeling a little bit maybe upset stomach, maybe you ate too much or drank too much pumpkin spice something, the ginger actually can help settle that down. And emotionally, it can be helpful for courage. So courage and confidence, which I love that. So there's lots of good reasons to create this blend, beyond just that pumpkin spice. It smells good. So that's a blend for diffusers. A diffuser recipe. You could also put it in like a little spray bottle and add maybe a splash of witch hazel and then some water. Just fill it with water, or you don't even have to add the witch hazel, but then you would just gently shake it as you get ready to use it, so to get the oils throughout. And this would be a great room spray that you could use. Same recipe. Okay. You could also add it to Thieves hand soap for pumpkin spice soap treat as well, that, maybe you'd want to actually wash your hands. And the thing I love about our, any of our hand soaps, actually the foaming hand soaps, is they're very economical. They don't dry out your skin. And so especially, we're going into winter, we're going into cold weather, which means dry skin for most of us, and you won't have that issue so much if you're using our hand soap. All right. How many of you love that pumpkin spice lattes or creamers, right? That is like the big hit today. So you get the coffee, you go to a coffee place and everybody has pumpkin spice lattes or coffee or whatever. Well, those often contain ingredients such as thickeners, and that's the carrageenan, gallum gum, and cellulose gum are often ingredients, and you can look it up even in your creamer bottle. They also contain hydrogenized oils like vegetable oil or palm oil, which are not good oils for us. and artificial flavors and sweeteners that are, again, not doing our health any favors. So most, and did you know, this is, I think, just shocking. Did you know that most coffee creamers are not actually made with cream? Like, how sad is this, right? But we just think, oh, it's just fine. So instead, they get their rich, velvety taste from those thickening agents like emulsifier and emulsifiers like carrageenan, which is a thickener, stabilizer, and texturizer found in non-dairy products that's known to cause inflammation, digestive problems, and more. And I wonder if that's even some of, why it's, those of you who know me really well know that oftentimes I've been really stuffy at different times. And as I was prepping for this class, I'm like, I wonder if part of that is because of the creamers that I drink, thinking I'm making better choices, right? With doing oat milk or doing the non-dairy alternatives. And yet it's still got all this junk in it. So further research indicates that these food additives, like what's in coffee creamers, cause the gut to become irritated and inflamed, creating holes in the lining of the gut, which can lead to leaky gut syndrome. And when the food gets caught in these holes, it wreaks havoc on the digestive system, leading to chronic illness. So how about a coffee creamer recipe instead? Anybody interested in this? And you can search in the hub and you can search other places, certainly, for recipes. This is just one that I found. So the first ingredient is 1.5 cups of milk. Isn't that shocking that you'd actually put milk in creamer? Now, if you are dairy, intolerant, you could certainly do almond milk, but try to get, the best case would be to make your own almond milk, which really is not that hard to do. But if you can't, then get a almond milk or coconut milk with, look at the ingredients and make sure that it doesn't need to have all the extra stuff added to it. Then you add 1/2 cup of canned pureed pumpkin. Now, this is not the pie filling. This is actually pureed pumpkin, okay, that you want to get. So 1/2 can of that. 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Again, real milk in this recipe, right? And again, if you can't do dairy, you could do it like a coconut cream. We were looking at, because we didn't have coconut milk, and I think I had like a coconut cream in a can, and it was just that ingredient. So think about that again. You can always add water to it to stretch it out or to blend it down. You can Google this, but there are definitely other alternatives if you can't do milk. And then you do 1 drop of clove, a drop of cinnamon bark, and a drop of nutmeg. Easy peasy, right? So 1 drop of clove, cinnamon bark, and nutmeg, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Again, I'll share this recipe with you. And you add all these ingredients to a blender, you blend it until smooth, and store in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. And you can shake it before each use. So you can, and this is my pecans, but you can store it in your mason jar, right? And you just shake it up good before drinking. You can reuse like a Mindwise bottle maybe, or goodness, I'm trying to think what other bottles we have that you think about other bottles, or maybe you bought some bottles to make cleaner with, but you haven't used them yet. You could even use that. And so then that's a good natural way with good products in it. And then what's in that creamer then as well, that you could use. And of course, it's not going to it may not last as long, which is why it says for up to 2 weeks, because it doesn't have all the preservatives in it. So you're actually, going to give your body more benefit. Okay. And then the last thing I want to really touch on is ditch the conventional cleaners and try Thieves Cleaner instead. So hopefully you've used Thieves Cleaner. This is the #1 product we recommend everybody switch to. Easy, fastest switch is switching to Thieves Cleaner. You can literally empty out underneath your sinks if you did this, right? It's plant-based, ultra-concentrated cleaner. It can be used on virtually every surface of your home: bathrooms, kitchens, cabinets, counters, floors, furniture, toys, carpets, mirrors, glass, wood, walls, and more. And I've used it on all of those things several times, including my dogs. I can use it on my dogs too. And I can even wash myself with it if I needed to. So if you're unsure about using it on something, go ahead and test it in an inconspicuous area. but we've never had an issue using it on anything and everything in our home. And literally, like, I have dogs that slobber, and when they shake, they, kind of splatter sometimes. It's gross. And, it'll be dry down there, and I'll just spray it with thieves cleaner, and it just wipes right off. Kirk was making potatoes earlier, and it boiled over, and, it gets all dried on your stove, and I spray it with thieves cleaner, and it just wipes right off. I love thieves cleaner. Again, it's safe to use around your pets and kids. It's created with naturally occurring surfactants derived from coconut and sugars. So you get powerful clean without harmful abrasive chemicals, and it's septic system safe, which if you live with septic tanks, you want to make sure that you're protecting that. So 1 capful to every 2 cups of water, and you've got an all-purpose cleaner. If you know me, I just literally take it and I pour a little bit in. I'm a splash, just give a little splash. It drives people crazy, but you can measure it out into a capful is 1 ounce. So if you want 1 or 2 ounces, you can measure it and pour it into a bigger bottle of water, and that can be as simple as that. Now, if you want to make it pumpkin spice, the recipe is 1 to 2 capfuls of thieves cleaner. This is one recipe. I think on Saturday we're going to make another one, but 10 drops of orange, so orange oil, 5 of cinnamon bark, and then 2 each of our last 3, which is clove, nutmeg, and ginger. So 10 orange, 5 cinnamon bark, and 2 each of clove, nutmeg, and ginger. And you can do 1 to 2 capfuls. Now I say 1 to 2 because if you're doing just a general, I just need to, use it for dusting and use it for my kitchen counters and easy cleaning, I would probably just do 1 capful. If I was going to focus on, I got a lot of grime or degreasing or, more heavy duty stuff, then I'd pour in a little bit more. And so you really can dilute it down or not as much as you would want it to be, right? So I love that. I actually have a friend that she said she bought some thieves cleaner once from somebody else, and she's like, I really just don't like the smell of it. And so last year I made her that pumpkin spice recipe, and she loves it. It's over the moon with it. So, try that. And, sometimes you might get a little tired of 1 scent. So add some oils to it and see what happens. This Saturday, at Young Living Days in Adel, we're going to do a pumpkin spice recipe, thieves cleaner recipe. We're going to do a falling leaves, which is, it just smells so earthy and fresh, and it's just amazing. My friend who loves the pumpkin spice, that's the one she bought this time. And we're going to do caramel apple, which is yummy, right? So if you want to do like a thieves cleaner with one of those scents, show up in Adel. If you can't show up, then I'll share the recipes next week. So before we wrap this up, I got to tell you how you can get these items for the best price in your home for the best price possible, right? So Young Living actually has a thieves bundle, which is the best bang for your buck when it comes to using thieves in your home and a wellness routine. The whole bundle comes with, oh gosh, I don't even know if it comes with all this anymore. I think it comes with 1 or 2 bottles of thieves cleaner, some foaming hand soap, a thieves essential oil, Aroma Bright toothpaste, a bottle of mouthwash, and some thieves spray, some hand sanitizer, and I think a lemon oil now, right? Which is a great deal. Or you can do the Make a Shift kit, which comes with laundry soap, because we do have laundry soap, and thieves oil, and actually I think the other bundle we have fruit and veggie wash that has thieves. I mean, we have so many great options. You have to look it up. I can't remember all the details from them. I just blanked. So the point is, you can get 1 or 2 products and just get started that way. You can get a Make a Shift kit, which is an awesome deal for about $100. Or you can do the starter bundle where you get, I think, 7 or 8 different thieves products, which is fantastic. And of course, if you want the best bang, you start it on loyalty, which is our automatic or monthly program where you start earning points for a free product. And it's such a great bonus on top of already discounted prices. So we love to share, we love to support people. And the best part of getting started with Young Living is when you get started with whoever shared this video with you is you get us too. So you get me, you get a whole bunch of other people, several thousand other people, in fact, that can help answer questions and support you and guide you with options. And that's what it's about, because I am not in charge of your health. You are in charge of your health. I'm not in charge of your pocketbook. You are. You get to make the decisions that's best for you and your family. But it is my privilege to walk alongside you and help you make the best choices possible for your family and your pocketbook. And that's what you get with everyone on our team. So we can't wait to welcome you into Young Living and into our community. And so let whoever shared this with you know that you're ready to get started. And we'll see you in the hub.